Kia ora, good morning. So I'm just recording my dreams so that you can learn about dream interpretation. So this is a quick one. I literally just remember a flash. I was sitting in a bedroom with my ex-brother-in-law, and we were kissing. That would never happen in real life. He's no longer my brother-in-law. They're no longer married. But we were sneaking kisses as people were walking past. We'd stop, and then when people had gone, like, we'd kiss, and then I remember we were sitting on the floor as well. It was almost like it was, well, not a tonguey, because we absolutely would never ever ever be allowed to do that sort of thing at a tonguey. Oh my God, no, I can't even finish that sentence. The thought of doing something like that just terrifies me. At a tangi, which is like a Māori funeral. But the only reason why I say that is because we were sitting on the floor. It's like we were sitting on mattresses on the floor in a bedroom. And as people were walking past, we'd stop. And as soon as they had left, we were kissing again. And if you're Indigenous, you're going to know that when you have your whānau over for parties and stuff like that, you put mattresses down on the floor for everyone to sleep, because you might be a household of 4 people, but when the whānau come over to have a party, you put the mattresses and blankets and that down, and then you fill those spaces up with bodies when they've had too much to drink, or, you know, the kids, so that the adults can have their drink. So it may have been a party because it felt happy. It felt like there were things going on in the other rooms, like food being cooked and, you know, stuff like that. So I know it wasn't a tangi, because there is no way on God's green earth I would ever be making out with somebody at a tangi, because, oh my God, I'd be terrified of what could happen to me for disrespecting the ancestors, with a tapu over the house. So it must have been some sort of gathering. And then the only other thing I remember is my cat Ghibli was coming and loving and kissing and cuddling me and rubbing up in my arms, and I was holding him again. And I'm trying not to get emotional because it still really hurts. Like, I'm still grieving the loss of my familiar, because Ghibli was my familiar. And if you don't know what a familiar is, maybe I can do a video about one, but they're like the guardian protectors of your souls when you're learning to use your powers. And I lost him to cancer. I 100% believe that my ex-husband did the same thing to him that he did to me, because we both got the lumps at the same time and both had to have surgery at the same time. But his spread and he didn't survive. So I think they sacrificed my cat because he was my familiar, but it made him actually more powerful. So I call him the General now, because he's like my head totem. He sits on the head of my golden dragon totem. When we do a lot of our brand stuff for like Ghibli's Gourmet Goodies, and like when we build the foundation and the Dragonarium and all that, wherever we have the symbol of my gold dragon, Brahena Scythusa, Ghibli will be sitting on top of her head, because he's like, all my other animal totems don't have as much power as my familiar, because he was the one that was the guardian of my soul. So yeah, so to interpret it, when you dream of an ex, whether it's your ex or not, it basically means returning to something from the past. Because he was sitting on the floor, because it was in the bedroom and he was sitting on the floor, it means returning to something from the past, beginning again from start point, or from a place of humility and being humble. If it's someone returning from the past, they're someone returning from a place of humility and being humble. The fact that we were stopping when people were in the doorway, like walking past, and then when they were leaving and we were kissing again, means it's somebody coming back, that the people in my life will not be happy that they're trying to come back into my life. Or it's something that I'm doing, or something that I'm bringing back, that the people in my life aren't happy about, or that I don't necessarily want them to know about right now. But I can't think what that would be, because I tell my boys everything. My family know everything. There's nobody from my past that I would allow to come back. That's the thing. The one person, other than the love of my life, the one person that I lost, that I was heartbroken about losing because of, what Chris did, my ex did. I'm back in touch with that person now. Like, we're getting on with it, and it's been for a few months now. So, I don't know who this person would be. Cats also represent friendships and dreams. Usually female friends, but not exclusively female friends. And my cat Ghibli was a boy. So, it's somebody I considered a friend. It's somebody, basically, because we were kissing, because my familiar was involved. It's somebody I had a soul bond with, or it's something that I was like connected to through the soul, like a soul bond. Like we were really, really tight. We were really, they were somebody that I considered like family, or another part of me. And the fact that Ghibli was there rubbing up against me, giving me cuddles, and that, obviously, other than taking the opportunity to have a cuddle with his queen, because he considered me his queen. Ugh. It means I'm being told that it has to happen, that it's an important part of my development, that I need to have this experience with this thing or this person coming back into my life, because it's going to help me grow in some way, even if it's that it helps me get closure, like getting answers to something and getting closure. But it needs to happen. It's part of my spiritual journey, so I just have to let this resurrection happen. Ugh. But there was no fighting or anything like that, so obviously I'm gonna hear them out, or whatever, but I'm not happy about it, because there is genuinely no one from my past that I want back. The people that I have in my life right now, I don't need any. Like, I'm happy with my little group. But I'm obviously being prepared. And I had that dream the other day about the cat sleeping on the windowsill. And I said someone's coming back. So someone from the past is about to be resurrected back into my life for some greater purpose. That may just be something as simple as getting closure, getting answers, getting justice. I don't know. But I'm being told to get ready for it. So that's 3 dreams now, 3, because I had the candle too. 3 signs that someone from my past is coming back into my life. And that I need to let it happen, because it's important. It's an important part of my spiritual process. It may just be to help get me closure for whatever happened between the two of us. I don't know who it is, but it's just representing someone from my past that I considered to be like a best friend, a soulmate, my ride or die, a sister from a different mister, that kind of thing. Somebody I considered that I had a special close bond with, who obviously, they're obviously coming back with their tail between their legs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I messed up. I'm sorry I was involved in your attempted murder. I'm sorry I was involved in people stealing from you. I'm sorry I was involved in whatever, the abuse of your children while you were locked up being tortured by the UK government. How can you come back from that? It's going to take a lot of balls for anyone from my past to come back with an apology after everything that was done to me. I've forgiven them all for the sake of my own growth, but it doesn't mean I want them back. And now Ghibli's saying, well, too bad, lady. It's got to happen. It has to happen. So we'll just wait and see. But that's what that dream means. And if you have the similar kind of dreams, now you know what they mean.